Alex Carter stood quietly in the grand hall of the Xylurian palace. Around him, towering walls glowed softly with lights of green and blue. He was the only human present at this gathering of important alien leaders. He took slow breaths, calming, his nerves trying to blend in and not stand out too much dot at the front of the room. Queen Elora of the Xylurians sat gracefully on her throne. She was tall, slender, and her skin shimmered slightly in the light, a soft shade of lavender. Her eyes were bright silver, and they looked around the hall with sharp intelligence. Beside her stood her daughter, Princess Leora. She shared her mother's graceful looks, but her expression was less welcoming, more guarded. The hall fell quiet as Queen Elora stood up. Her voice was clear and gentle, yet it carried authority. Thank you all for joining us today. Our alliance with humanity has been strong and fruitful. To strengthen our ties further, we must continue learning from each other. Everyone listened closely, waiting for what she would say next. The Queen's eyes moved carefully around the room, finally resting on Alex. He felt his heartbeat quicken. Alex Carter, Queen Elora called his name gently but firmly. Please step forward. Alex swallowed hard but moved steadily toward the throne. He could feel hundreds of eyes watching him, both curious and suspicious. When he reached the throne, he bowed respectfully, as was the human custom. Alex, you have served your people and ours with kindness and wisdom, Queen Elora continued. Warmly, I believe it is time for a new step in our relationship. I command you to live with my daughter, Princess Leora, here in our palace. Alex froze for a brief moment, surprised by her words. Around him, murmurs filled the air. He glanced briefly at Princess Leora, whose silver eyes widened in shock and irritation. Clearly, this decision was as unexpected for her as it was for him. Despite his confusion, Alex composed himself and nodded respectfully. Your Majesty, it would be an honor. He responded carefully. He wasn't sure why the Queen had chosen him, but refusing was not an option. Very good, Queen Elora replied with a gentle smile. Let this be a bridge between our peoples. The Queen sat down, signaling the end of her announcement. The hall burst into discussion as Alex stepped back. Princess Leora immediately left the room without a word, her face showing clear displeasure. Later, a servant guided Alex to his new quarters, right next to Princess Leora's rooms. The rooms were beautiful, with wide windows showing views of the vast Xylurian gardens and city beyond. But Alex felt more nervous than excited. He knew very little about Xylurian customs or how to interact with the princess. Soon after, there was a knock at his door. He opened it, finding Princess Leora standing there, her silver eyes intense. I did not ask for this, she said bluntly, stepping inside without waiting for an invitation. You do not belong here, human. Alex took a deep breath, remaining calm. I understand your feelings, princess. Believe me, this was a surprise for me too. But perhaps we can use this chance to understand each other better. Leora paced the room, clearly agitated. This is just my mother's strange idea. Humans and Xylurians are too different. You won't fit here. Alex paused, thinking carefully about his next words. Different doesn't mean we can't find common ground. Your mother sees something we might not see yet. Maybe she wants us to learn something important. Princess Leora stopped pacing, looking at him closely. For a moment, her eyes softened slightly, showing curiosity. But she quickly hid it again. I doubt it, but we have no choice. Let's try not to bother each other too much. Alex nodded, understanding her caution. Agreed. I'll try my best. The princess left quickly, leaving Alex alone in his new room. He sat down slowly, thinking deeply. The situation was difficult, and he didn't know what to expect. But Alex was determined to make this work. The Queen trusted him with this task, and he wouldn't disappoint her. Outside his window, the Xylurian night sky glittered with stars unknown to Earth. It reminded Alex how far he was from home. Yet, oddly enough, he felt a small sense of hope. This arrangement might be challenging, but it could also bring about something truly important for humans and Xylorians alike. With that hopeful thought, Alex prepared himself for his new life, ready to face whatever lay ahead. The next morning, Alex woke early in his new quarters. Sunlight streamed through large windows, filling the room with gentle warmth. He dressed quickly, deciding that exploring the palace might help ease his worries. Stepping outside, he walked slowly down a long hallway decorated with beautiful paintings and glowing crystals. As Alex wandered, he found himself in a quiet garden courtyard. Strange, colorful flowers bloomed around him, their soft fragrance relaxing his nerves. He paused to admire a large flower with petals shimmering like gold. "Careful," came a soft voice behind him. Alex turned, surprised to find Princess Leora standing a short distance away. She looked less annoyed today, her silver eyes watching him calmly. "That flower is beautiful but dangerous," she explained. Stepping closer, "It can cause a rash to humans." "Thank you," Alex replied sincerely, stepping back carefully. He smiled a bit shyly. "I appreciate the warning." Leora nodded quietly, examining him thoughtfully. "Come, I will show you around," she said, her tone less cold than before. Alex followed the princess as she guided him through the palace grounds. She moved gracefully, explaining various Xylorian plants, sculptures, and fountains. Slowly, Alex felt his earlier discomfort fading. Leora seemed genuinely interested in sharing her culture. They stopped by a small pool with crystal clear water. Tiny, glowing creatures swam gracefully beneath the surface, casting soft lights on the surroundings. "These creatures are sacred to my people," Leora explained gently. "They represent harmony and balance." Alex gazed at the water, feeling peaceful. "Humans value harmony too, though sometimes we struggle to achieve it," he admitted quietly. Leora looked at him curiously, her eyes thoughtful. "Perhaps we have more in common than I first believed." Before Alex could respond, they heard footsteps approaching. Turning, they saw a group of young Xylorians watching them. Their faces showed curiosity mixed with doubt. A tall Xylorian stepped forward, eyeing Alex suspiciously. "Princess Leora, is this the human your mother has asked to live here?" he asked. His voice stiff. Lior nodded calmly. "Yes, Renner. Alex Carter will be staying with us." Renner's eyes narrowed slightly. "Why should we trust humans? They are unpredictable." Alex stayed quiet, unsure how to respond, but Leora spoke firmly. "Alex is here at the Queen's command. He deserves respect, just as you do." Renner hesitated, clearly surprised by the princess's defense of the human. "Very well," he muttered, stepping back reluctantly. The group moved away, leaving Alex and Leora alone again. Alex looked at Leora gratefully. "Thank you," he said softly. "You didn't have to do that." Leora shrugged slightly, a hint of a smile touching her lips. "My mother trusts you, Alex. Perhaps it is time I do as well." They continued their walk, talking more openly. Alex shared stories about Earth, describing human cities, mountains, and oceans. Leora listened carefully, her eyes bright with curiosity. In return, Leora told Alex about Xylorian society and traditions. She spoke passionately about peace and unity, values her people deeply cherished. Alex realized that despite initial differences, their worlds shared many similar ideals. By the afternoon, Alex felt far more comfortable in the palace. Leora had opened doors for him, showing kindness he hadn't expected. He began seeing her, not just as an alien princess, but as someone he genuinely wanted to understand and learn from. That evening, they attended a small banquet in the palace dining hall. Queen Allura greeted them warmly, noticing the improved relationship between Alex and her daughter. Her eyes shone with quiet satisfaction. During dinner, the queen gently addressed Alex. "Tell me, Alex, what do you think of Xylo so far?" Alex smiled warmly, his voice honest. "Your world is beautiful, Your Majesty. I've learned so much already, thanks to Princess Leora." Queen Allura glanced proudly at her daughter. "I'm pleased to see you both learning from each other. This is exactly what I hoped for." After dinner, Alex and Leora walked slowly back to their rooms. The hallways were peaceful, lit by the soft glow of crystals embedded in the walls. Stopping at their doors, Leora turned to Alex, her voice gentle. "Today was better than I expected," she admitted quietly. "I agree," Alex said sincerely, smiling at her. "I'm looking forward to tomorrow." Leora hesitated briefly, then returned his smile warmly. "So am I, Alex." As they parted for the night, Alex felt deeply hopeful. Perhaps living with Princess Leora was not just a diplomatic command, but an opportunity to build genuine friendship and understanding between their worlds. The next few days passed quickly for Alex and Princess Leora, filled with new discoveries and growing trust. Each morning they met early, walking together through the palace gardens or exploring the vast halls of the royal library. Leora showed Alex ancient books filled with Xylorian history, their delicate pages glowing faintly with an inner light. In return, Alex told her stories about Earth's past, often making her laugh with humorous tales. One morning, as they sat in a small, quiet room filled with comfortable cushions, Leora carefully placed an unusual object in front of Alex. It was smooth, round, and translucent, shimmering slightly in the light. "What is this?" Alex asked, fascinated, as he gently touched its surface. "It's a dream orb," Leora explained softly, watching him carefully. "It holds memories and dreams. Xylorians use them to share important experiences with one another." Alex raised an eyebrow in surprise. "That's amazing. How does it work?" "Hold it tightly and think of something important to you," she instructed, her voice gentle and encouraging. Alex closed his eyes and thought deeply about his family back on Earth. He remembered holidays spent together, laughter shared around a dinner table, and warm summer days. When he opened his eyes, he saw the orb glowing softly in his hands. "Now, give it to me," Leora said softly, holding out her hands. Alex carefully handed her the orb. As soon as she touched it, her eyes widened slightly, her silver gaze brightening with wonder. After a moment, she looked at him with genuine warmth. "Your family seems very special," she said quietly. "They are," Alex replied with a gentle smile, feeling suddenly homesick. "I miss them very much." Leora placed the orb down and reached out, lightly touching his hand. Her touch was comforting, and Alex felt instantly calmer. "We are also a family. Here," she said softly, "and now you are part of it." Before Alex could respond, the peaceful atmosphere was disrupted by hurried footsteps. Renner appeared at the doorway, clearly agitated. "Princess Leora," he called urgently, glancing briefly at Alex with lingering suspicion. "There's trouble in the main hall." A human delegation arrived unexpectedly, demanding to see Queen Elora. Leora stood quickly, her expression becoming serious. "Let's go," she said, nodding to Alex. "We must see what's happening." They rushed together toward the great hall, arriving to find a tense scene. A group of humans stood facing Queen Elora, their expressions stern and accusing. Alex immediately recognized Ambassador Dylan Harris, a senior human diplomat known for his strong opinions. Ambassador Harris stepped forward, addressing the Queen boldly. "Your Majesty, we demand an explanation. Why have you isolated Alex Carter? From us? What are your true intentions?" Queen Elora remained calm, her voice steady and clear. "Ambassador, Alex Carter lives here by my command to build trust and understanding. There is nothing hidden in this arrangement." Ambassador Harris frowned deeply, clearly unconvinced. He turned sharply toward Alex, his voice challenging. "Alex, are you truly here of your own free will, or are you being forced to stay?" Alex stepped forward calmly, meeting the ambassador's eyes with firm confidence. "Ambassador Harris, I chose to respect Queen Elora's command. My stay here has taught me much about Xylorian culture and built a strong bond between our peoples." Harris looked unconvinced, shaking his head slightly. "Be cautious, Alex. Aliens often hide their real intentions behind smiles." Leora stepped forward, her voice clear and calm. "Ambassador, Alex is safe and well treated. Our goal is peace and understanding, nothing more. The ambassador hesitated, clearly torn. Finally, he nodded reluctantly. We will trust your word for now, but we expect regular communication from Alex. Queen Elora nodded gently. We will arrange it. Let trust guide us. As the human delegation left, the tension in the hall slowly eased. Queen Elora approached Alex and Leora, her eyes filled with quiet pride. You both handled that well, she said warmly. Trust and understanding are not easy, but they are necessary. That evening, Alex and Leora stood together in the garden under the soft starlight. The incident had shaken them both, but also brought them closer. Leora turned to Alex, her voice sincere. Today showed me clearly how difficult your position is here, she admitted softly. I'm grateful for your patience and courage. Alex smiled gently, looking into her silver eyes. This isn't easy for anyone, but together we can overcome these challenges. Leora nodded quietly, her smile warm and genuine. Together, she echoed, her voice filled with promise. Standing together beneath the stars, Alex felt confident that despite the challenges ahead, their bond would only grow stronger. Both were determined to build a future filled with peace and true understanding. Over the next several days, the palace returned to a calm routine. Alex and Princess Leora spent more time together, each day discovering new ways their worlds were similar. The tension from the human delegation's visit slowly faded, replaced by growing respect and genuine friendship between them. One bright afternoon, Leora invited Alex to join her at an important Xylurian cultural event. The festival was held in a large central plaza, filled with hundreds of Xylurians. Bright banners and glowing decorations covered the area, creating a beautiful and welcoming atmosphere. Alex walked beside Leora, fascinated by the sights around him. Many Xylurians greeted them warmly, their smiles and respectful nods showing their acceptance. Music filled the air, gentle melodies that seemed to harmonize perfectly with the joyful mood of the festival. At the center of the plaza was a large stage where performers danced gracefully. Their movements flowed like water, captivating the audience. Alex watched in awe, amazed at the beauty of the Xylurian dances. This is incredible, he whispered softly to Leora, his eyes fixed on the performers. She smiled warmly. Our dances tell stories about our history and values, she explained. This dance tells of unity and the strength of peace. After the performance, they wandered through the festival, enjoying different foods and drinks offered by friendly vendors. Alex bravely tasted new dishes, some sweet and others savory, finding most delicious despite their strange appearances. As evening approached, soft lights illuminated the plaza, creating a magical atmosphere. Leora led Alex to a quieter spot where they could watch the sky. Soon, fireworks filled the night, vibrant colors bursting into brilliant patterns. I've never seen anything like this, Alex said, clearly amazed. Leora looked up, her silver eyes reflecting the bright colors. The fireworks represent our hopes for harmony and peace, she said softly. Just as the fireworks ended, Alex noticed a disturbance at the edge of the plaza. A group of angry-looking Xylurians argued with palace guards. Recognizing Renner among them, Alex felt uneasy. Something's wrong, he whispered urgently to Leora. They moved quickly toward the commotion. As they approached, Renner spotted Alex and shouted angrily, Humans bring nothing but trouble. You shouldn't be here. Alex tried to remain calm, his voice steady. Renner, please explain your concerns. We can talk about this. Renner shook his head angrily, his eyes flashing. Your presence endangers our peace. Humans have betrayed trust before. Why should we trust you now? Before Alex could respond, Leora stepped forward confidently, facing Renner directly. Alex has done nothing but build understanding, she said clearly. Your anger is misplaced. Renner hesitated slightly, his anger wavering under Leora's calm strength. He glanced around, noticing that many Xylurians watched him with disappointment. Think carefully, Renner, Leora continued gently. We all want peace. Anger and mistrust only harm our goals. Finally, Renner nodded slowly, backing away. "I will watch closely," he warned, clearly not yet convinced but unwilling to escalate further. As the tension faded, the guards dispersed the crowd, leaving Alex and Leora alone under the gentle glow of festival lights. Alex turned to Leora, his expression grateful but troubled. "Thank you for defending me again," he said quietly. "I trust you, Alex," Leora replied warmly, her voice firm. "Others will learn to trust you too in time." They walked slowly back toward the palace, each deep in thought. Alex wondered how to overcome mistrust like Renner's. Building understanding between two different species was more complicated than he had imagined. When they reached their quarters, Leora paused, facing Alex directly. "We faced a challenge tonight," she said softly. "But we showed that harmony can overcome fear." Alex nodded thoughtfully. "Yes, but there's still work to do. Trust isn't built quickly." Leora smiled reassuringly. "True, but every step forward matters. Your presence here matters, Alex." Feeling encouraged, Alex smiled warmly back at her. "And your support matters greatly to me." Leora reached out and gently took Alex's hand, a simple gesture of friendship and unity. "Together, we will continue forward," she promised softly. Standing there, Alex felt a deep sense of purpose and belonging. Despite setbacks, the bond between humans and Xylurians was growing stronger. And at the heart of that bond was his growing friendship with Princess Leora, built firmly on trust, understanding, and respect. In the weeks following the festival, Alex and Princess Leora faced renewed challenges. Although many Xylurians began to accept Alex, whispers of mistrust persisted among certain groups. Renner's skepticism had calmed, but others continued to doubt the sincerity of the human-Xylurian friendship. One morning, Queen Laura called Alex and Leora to her chamber. Her expression was calm yet serious as she spoke. "There are still concerns among our people about our alliance," the Queen explained gently. "We must address these doubts openly. I have arranged a public forum. Both of you will speak about your experiences and answer questions." Alex and Leora exchanged glances, recognizing the importance of the task ahead. "We'll be ready, Mother," Leora assured, determination clear in her voice. That evening, the main hall filled quickly. Curious and skeptical Xylurians sat side by side, waiting to hear from Alex and Leora. At the front of the room, the two stood confidently, prepared for the challenging conversation. Queen Elora opened the meeting. "Our goal tonight is truth and understanding," she announced gently. "Let your questions be respectful and your minds open." An older Xylurian stood first, his voice firm but polite. "Princess Leora, how can we trust humans after past conflicts?" Leora met the question calmly. "Trust begins with honest relationships," she answered clearly. "Alex has shown loyalty, kindness, and respect. We cannot judge all humans based on past mistakes. We must judge individuals by their actions." Murmurs of agreement spread through the crowd. Another Xylurian stepped forward, looking directly at Alex. "Alex, what have you learned from your time here?" she asked curiously. Alex spoke sincerely, his voice gentle yet firm. "I've learned that true understanding comes from patience and openness. Initially, I faced suspicion and doubt. But with Princess Leora's guidance, I discovered that our differences can lead to strength rather than conflict." The audience listened carefully, their expression slowly warming. Suddenly, Renner stood, his face thoughtful rather than hostile. "How can we ensure this friendship benefits everyone, not just a few?" he asked carefully. Alex nodded respectfully. Toward Renner, "Good friendships benefit everyone because they create peace," he explained clearly. "When Xylurians and humans trust each other, we work together for a safer, better future for all." The forum continued for hours. Alex and Leora answered honestly, calmly addressing each concern. Gradually, the mood in the hall shifted from doubt to thoughtful acceptance. Afterward, as the crowd dispersed, Queen Elora approached them, her eyes bright with approval. "You both did exceptionally well," she praised warmly. "Your honesty and patience have built important bridges tonight. Feeling relieved, Alex smiled gratefully. Thank you, Your Majesty. It was challenging, but necessary. Leora touched Alex's arm gently. We faced doubts directly, and now we move forward stronger. Days later, the positive impact of the forum became clear. More Xylorians openly welcomed Alex, offering genuine smiles and respectful greetings. Renner himself approached Alex one afternoon, looking calmer and more thoughtful. I'm beginning to see why the princess trusts you, Renner admitted carefully. You show patience and wisdom. Maybe humans can truly change. Alex offered a friendly nod, acknowledging the progress. Thank you, Renner. It means a lot coming from you. Over the following weeks, Alex and Leora worked together on various projects to deepen human-Xylorian relations. They organized cultural exchanges and joint community service activities. Each successful event further proved their dedication to unity. One evening, relaxing in the palace gardens, Alex reflected on everything they had achieved. He turned thoughtfully to Leora, who sat quietly beside him. We've come a long way, he observed gently. Leora smiled warmly, her silver eyes sparkling. Yes, we have. Each challenge taught us something valuable. Alex nodded, his voice quiet but strong. Our journey isn't finished, but we've built a solid foundation. She reached out softly, placing a gentle hand on his. Together, we can continue building. In that quiet moment beneath the soft starlight, Alex knew they had indeed built something special. Their bond was proof that differences could bring people closer rather than separate them. Despite challenges, their growing friendship had shown everyone what true understanding could achieve. Feeling deeply satisfied and hopeful, Alex knew the future held limitless possibilities. Together, they will continue working toward lasting harmony, proving that friendship between humans and Xylorians was not just possible, it was essential. Days passed quickly, filled with preparations and new friendships between humans and Xylorians. Alex and Leora worked tirelessly, organizing the peace ceremony. The palace was filled with excitement, and even Renner began helping willingly, although cautiously. The morning of the ceremony arrived bright and clear. The palace grounds were filled with representatives from Earth and Xylo, all eager to witness this historic event. Queen Allura stood proudly beside Ambassador Harris, ready to officially mark the strengthened alliance. Alex stood quietly at the side of the stage, watching the joyful crowds. He felt deeply proud of what they had accomplished. Beside him, Leora smiled gently, sensing his thoughts. You did well, Alex, she said softly. Today wouldn't have happened without your efforts. Alex shook his head modestly. It was everyone, especially you. We did this together. Queen Allura began her speech, her voice clear and warm. Today we celebrate a future built on trust and harmony. Thanks to the efforts of many, especially Princess Leora and Alex Carter, our two peoples now stand closer together than ever. The crowd cheered enthusiastically, the sound echoing joyfully across the palace grounds. As the cheers faded, Ambassador Harris stepped forward, speaking clearly. Trust takes effort, he said earnestly. Alex Carter has shown us the importance of patience and understanding. Let us build on this foundation. Another cheer rose from the audience, stronger and more unified. After the speeches, the celebrations began in earnest. Music and laughter filled the air. Alex and Leora moved among the crowds, greeting friends and accepting congratulations. Suddenly, Alex felt a firm hand on his shoulder. Turning, he saw Renner standing there, his expression serious but respectful. Alex, Renner began awkwardly, I owe you an apology. You have shown true loyalty and courage. Surprised but grateful, Alex nodded warmly. Thank you, Renner. Your honesty means a lot. Renner smiled faintly, nodding again before walking away into the crowd. Lior touched Alex's arm gently, drawing his attention. You won his respect, she said softly. That says a great deal. I hope it helps everyone trust each other more, Alex replied thoughtfully. As evening fell, Soft lights illuminate the gardens, creating a peaceful and inviting atmosphere. Alex and Leora walk slowly together, enjoying the quiet after the busy day. Are you happy, Alex? Leora asked gently, her silver eyes curious. Alex paused, looking around thoughtfully. Yes, he said honestly. Being here has changed my life in ways I never imagined. Leora smiled warmly. Mine as well. You've taught me about strength, patience, and true friendship. Alex turned toward her, his expression earnest. Our worlds still have much to learn, but we're moving in the right direction. Together, we'll build something truly great. They stood silently for a moment, watching stars begin to appear in the night sky. The gentle quiet was comforting, reflecting the growing bond they had nurtured. I'm glad my mother chose you to come here, Leora finally said softly, breaking the silence. Alex smiled warmly, feeling deeply moved by her words. I'm glad too, Leora. This experience showed me that understanding and peace start with individuals. Together, they slowly returned to the palace, filled with hope for the future. They knew challenges remained, but they felt ready to face them side by side. That night, Alex lay awake in his room, reflecting on the incredible journey he had taken. He had come to Xylo uncertain and anxious, but now felt confident and deeply connected. The Xylorian people, especially Princess Leora, had welcomed him and taught him valuable lessons. He understood now why Queen Allura had made her unexpected command. She had seen potential in their union, a chance to build a lasting peace beyond mere diplomacy. Alex felt grateful to have been part of such an important mission. As sleep finally claimed him, he felt hopeful and fulfilled. The future held great promise, not just for himself, but for all humans and Xylurians. Together, they had planted seeds of unity and trust, and Alex knew those seeds would continue to grow strong and lasting. Months later, life at the Xylorian Palace had become a comforting routine for Alex Carter. He had become deeply integrated into palace life, respected and liked by many. His bond with Princess Leora had grown stronger, marked by mutual trust and a deep understanding that often surprised even themselves. One sunny morning, Alex sat quietly in the gardens, enjoying the peaceful surroundings. Birds sang softly in the trees above, and the colorful blossoms around him gave off gentle fragrances. He was deep in thought, reflecting on his journey since Queen Leora's surprising command had brought him to Xylo. Alex, came Leora's gentle voice from behind. He turned, seeing her standing gracefully in the sunlight. Her silver eyes sparkled with happiness as she approached. Good morning, he greeted warmly, smiling as she sat beside him. I wanted to talk to you, Leora began carefully, her expression serious but gentle. There's something important happening. Alex watched her closely, sensing her nervousness. Whatever it is, I'm here to support you, he reassured softly. Leora took a deep breath, smiling warmly at his words. My mother has decided it's time for me to take on more responsibilities. She wants me to begin diplomatic visits, starting with Earth, and she wants you to come with me. Alex felt a surge of excitement and surprise. Returning to Earth with Leora felt like an incredible opportunity. That's wonderful, he said sincerely, excitement shining in his eyes. Are you nervous? She nodded slightly, her smile still gentle. Yes, a bit. But having you with me makes everything feel easier. You've become a part of my strength, Alex. He felt warmth in his heart at her words. And you're part of mine, he admitted truthfully. Together, we can face anything. Preparations began. Quickly, the palace buzzed with excitement, and Alex helped Leora with detailed plans for their diplomatic mission. Their goal was clear: to continue building trust and understanding between their worlds, taking what they had started on Xylo and expanding it further. When the day came for their departure, the palace was filled with supporters wishing them well. Queen Allura stood at the front, pride evident in her eyes as she spoke. This journey marks a new beginning, the Queen said warmly. May your mission bring even greater peace and understanding between humans and Xylorians. Alex and Leora boarded, the spacecraft looking out at the cheering crowd. As they lifted off, Alex felt deeply grateful for the experiences that had brought them to this moment. On the journey to Earth, they spoke quietly about their hopes and expectations. Both knew challenges awaited, but their bond gave them confidence. Landing on Earth, Alex felt a surge of emotion. It had been so long since he had last seen his home planet. Everything looked beautiful and familiar. Beside him, Leora watched, curiously fascinated by Earth's landscape. Their first diplomatic meeting was held at the United Nations headquarters. Ambassadors and leaders from many nations attended, eager to learn about Xylorian culture and hear firsthand about the growing friendship between their peoples. Leora spoke eloquently, her words clear and heartfelt. "I come here not only as a princess but as a friend," she declared gently. "The journey of trust and understanding Alex Carter and I have shared is proof that humans and Xylorians can build lasting peace." Alex followed her speech, expressing gratitude and hope. "Our time together has shown that true understanding comes from openness and patience. Let this be the foundation we build upon." Their words were met with enthusiastic applause and warm smiles from everyone present. After the speeches, Alex and Leora mingled, answering questions and sharing their experiences freely. They felt the genuine warmth and excitement from the audience. Deeply touched by the acceptance in the weeks that followed, Alex and Leora traveled widely, meeting people from all walks of life. Each visit brought new experiences and deeper understanding. They witnessed firsthand how their bond inspired others to open their hearts to peace. One evening, standing together beneath a starlit sky, Leora turned to Alex with gentle sincerity. "I never imagined this journey would lead here," she said softly. "Yet, I wouldn't trade it for anything." Alex smiled warmly, meeting her gaze steadily. "Neither would I, Leora. We started uncertain and distant, but now we share something unique and powerful." She reached for his hand, holding it gently in her own. "Whatever challenges come, we will face them together," she promised quietly. "Always," Alex replied, feeling deeply content. Together, beneath the vast sky, they knew their mission was just beginning. But they faced the future confidently, guided by friendship, trust, and hope. Their shared journey had taught them that, united, humans and Xylorians could achieve true harmony.